Polytetrafluoroethylene, the very substance engineered to make your eggs glide effortlessly across a pan, is not inert. It does not stay put. Its chemical bonds, once thought impenetrable, begin to fracture under the heat of your everyday cooking, releasing a cascade of persistent, alien compounds directly into the food you are about to serve. This isn't theoretical. It's a silent, microscopic invasion happening on your stovetop right now. Today, you will understand the precise chemical mechanism through which your non-stick cookware transforms from a kitchen convenience into a covert source of exposure. We will trace the journey of these forever chemicals, known as PFAS compounds, from the factory floor, through your kitchen, and inevitably into your body. This investigation will dismantle the long-held trust in an entire category of kitchen essentials, revealing a pervasive contaminant lurking in plain sight. For decades, we've relied on the promise of effortless cleanup and perfectly seared food, never once questioning the invisible transaction occurring between the heated surface and our meals. Yet, as you crank up the burner, preparing a simple dinner, the very foundation of that non-stick convenience begins to crumble. The robust polymer matrix of the non-stick coating, designed to prevent adhesion, is also designed with a tolerance for heat, but that tolerance has a limit, and that limit is often reached or even exceeded during routine cooking. Imagine a microscopic battleground unfolding in your kitchen. As the temperature climbs, reaching perhaps 500 degrees Fahrenheit or even just 392 degrees Fahrenheit for prolonged periods with an empty pan, the long, stable chains of fluorine and carbon atoms that form PTFE begin to undergo thermal degradation. This isn't a dramatic explosion. It's a subtle, insidious molecular breakdown. Tiny fragments, smaller than anything you can see or taste, detach from the main structure. These fragments are the dangerous PFAS compounds, now liberated and highly volatile. They aren't staying in the pan. They are dispersing into the air around your range, waiting to be inhaled, or, more directly, they are landing back into the very food you are stirring, simmering, or frying. Think of it like a paint chip coming off a surface. Initially, the paint provides a protective, aesthetic layer, but over time, with exposure to elements or physical stress, tiny, imperceptible flakes detach. In the case of your non-stick pan, the elements are the everyday temperatures you cook at, and the flakes are the chemical compounds entering your food or the air you breathe. This isn't a problem reserved for scorched, overheated pans either. A study by Dr. R.A.C.J. Audajans and his team in 2006, published in the Journal of Exposure Analysis and Environmental Epidemiology, documented the presence of perfluorooctanoic acid, a specific type of PFAS, in indoor air samples, linking it directly to the use of heated non-stick cookware. The paper outlined how these chemicals volatilize at temperatures commonly achieved in domestic kitchens, becoming an uninvited guest in your home's atmosphere, and eventually, inside you. How many meals have you prepared? How many times have you wiped down that pan, never once considering the molecular shrapnel detaching into your home? The impact of these liberated chemicals extends far beyond the kitchen air. Once inhaled or ingested, these particular compounds are often called forever chemicals for a reason that demands your complete attention. Your body has no effective mechanism to break them down or efficiently excrete them. Unlike many toxins that can be metabolized and eliminated, PFAS compounds stubbornly persist, accumulating in your bloodstream, your organs, and even your tissues. This is not a fleeting exposure, it's a lifelong residency. Imagine a microscopic sponge relentlessly soaking up every drop, never squeezing anything out. That's how these substances behave inside you. Over time, even seemingly small, regular exposures from your daily cooking routine begin to build into a significant body burden. This accumulation manifests as a series of insidious changes within your physiological systems. Initially, you might not notice anything overt, just subtle shifts you might attribute to stress or aging. But inside, your body is under siege. Your endocrine system, the delicate network of glands that produces hormones regulating virtually every bodily function, becomes profoundly disrupted. Thyroid function can be impaired, leading to fatigue, weight fluctuations, and mood disturbances. Your immune system, your body's primary defense against illness, can be suppressed, leaving you more vulnerable to infections and potentially reducing the effectiveness of vaccines. Before widespread awareness, before the science caught up with the convenience, the full scope of this accumulation was intentionally downplayed. A groundbreaking study by Dr. Brenda Eskenazi and her colleagues, published in Environmental Health Perspectives in 2008, meticulously documented the link between prenatal and early life exposure to PFAS and altered immune responses in children, demonstrating how early exposure can permanently reprogram critical bodily functions. The industry, for decades, operated under a veil of proprietary secrecy, with internal documents later revealing their awareness of the bioaccumulative nature and potential toxicity of these chemicals as far back as the 1970s. They understood the mechanism, they knew the persistence, and they certainly understood the potential health ramifications. Yet, the public narrative remained one of safety, of convenience without consequence. Regulatory bodies, often slow to react and reliant on industry-provided data, allowed these compounds to proliferate, only beginning to restrict certain PFAS after decades of widespread human and environmental contamination. The gap between what was known by manufacturers and what was disclosed to you, the consumer, is not merely a gap, it is a chasm, separating corporate profit from public health, leaving you unknowingly exposed to a burden your body was never designed to bear. This knowledge, however unsettling, empowers you to reclaim control over your kitchen and your health. The good news is that reducing your exposure to these specific compounds from cookware is entirely within your grasp, starting today. First, meticulously inspect your existing non-stick pans for any signs of scratching, chipping, or flaking. Even the smallest imperfection, a barely visible scratch from a metal utensil, or even a too vigorous scrubbing brush, indicates a compromised surface. These damaged areas are direct gateways for the PTFE to degrade and release harmful PFAS compounds into your food with increased efficiency. If you find any such damage, no matter how minor, it is time to retire that pan permanently. Do not rationalize continued use. Every scratch is a potential delivery system. Second, proactively replace your non-stick cookware with safer, proven alternatives. Consider investing in high-quality cast iron, which, when properly seasoned, offers excellent non-stick properties and even fortifies your food with dietary iron. Alternatively, opt for stainless steel pans, which are durable, inert, and react minimally with food, though they do require more oil or butter to prevent sticking. For ceramic, seek out pans that explicitly state they are 100% ceramic or ceramic coated without PFAS. Be wary of ambiguous green or eco-friendly claims that do not provide full transparency on their specific coating materials. Third, fundamentally change your cooking habits to minimize thermal stress on any remaining non-stick surfaces you might temporarily keep, or on future pans. Absolutely avoid preheating empty non-stick pans on high heat. This practice can quickly push the coating past its thermal stability threshold, even before any food is introduced. Always add oil or food before heating, and strive to cook at medium or lower temperatures whenever possible. If you must cook at higher temperatures, ensure there is adequate ventilation in your kitchen, running your range hood fan on its highest setting to capture any volatile compounds that may be released into the air. These 3 steps are not simply suggestions, they are immediate, actionable measures grounded in the scientific understanding of how these persistent chemicals invade your home and your body. From this moment forward, the kitchen aisle in any store will look different to you. The glossy, enticing promise of easy cooking will now trigger an immediate forensic scan of ingredient lists, manufacturing claims, and material composition. Your home, once a sanctuary of assumed safety, now reveals itself as a place where vigilance is not optional but essential. You will begin to see every pan, every utensil, every piece of cookware not just for its function, but for its fundamental chemical integrity and its potential impact on your long-term health. The choices you make now, informed by this understanding, will rewrite the story of your exposure. The investigation into the hidden compounds lurking in the products you use every single day will not stop here. We've just pulled back one layer. Stay with us, hit the bell, because what we uncover next is even more deeply embedded, even more commonly trusted, and will change something else you touch without a second thought, absolutely every single day.